Thank you all. There were some great insights shared there. We really appreciate everyone's perspectives there and all of the knowledge that you shared. We have one final session here, our closing remarks from Assembly Member Stefani Zinerman. We do have a few minutes before we're scheduled to begin those, but since we are ready, we can just start to wrap up a bit early. I believe Assembly Member Zinerman is on the line. I'm going to give a quick introduction before we jump into the closing remarks. Stefani L. Zinerman was elected in 2020 to represent the historic neighborhoods of Bedford-Stuyvesant and Crown Heights in New York State Assembly. Now serving her third term, she is a visionary leader dedicated to advancing equity, opportunity, and sustainability in her vibrant community. Assembly Member Zinerman, take it away.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for this opportunity. To the AABE family, leaders, and all the change makers gathered today. It is an honor to address you at the conclusion of this transformative symposium. First, let me congratulate the American Association of Blacks in Energy for another outstanding conference. The work you do is nothing short of revolutionary, bringing equity, opportunity, and innovation to an industry that will shape the future of our planet and the livelihoods of our people. This year's themes, Let's Talk About Carbon, is more than a conversation. It is a call to action for all of us. It is a reminder that our future depends on the decisions we make today, and organizations like AABE are leading the charge to ensure that this future is inclusive and equitable. As the chair of the Subcommittee on Emerging Workforce in New York State, I have the privilege of advancing initiatives that align with our bold climate goals under the Climate Leadership and Community Protection Act. These goals aren't just about cutting emissions or meeting deadlines. They're about transforming the way that we work, the way that we live, and thrive in a world that urgently needs our leadership. But let me be clear. Achieving these goals is not just about the work of government or industry. It's about all of us, families, educators, policymakers, unions, state agencies, organizations like AABE working together to prepare the next generation of energy leaders. AABE's efforts to create scholarships, partnerships, and career pathways for students and professionals are pivotal. By inspiring and equipping the next generation to step into roles in electrical engineering, wind energy, renewable technologies, and carbon management, you are not just providing opportunities, you are dismantling barriers that have kept Black communities out of this critical sector for far too long. In New York, we've seen the power of collaboration. We are working with schools and unions and partners like Cornell University, and of course, NYSERDA, our state agency, to ensure that every young person in our state sees a pathway to careers that align with our climate goals. Programs are being developed to connect students directly to jobs of the future, jobs that will make our climate ambitions a reality and secure economic mobility for their families. But our work does not exist in a vacuum. As we prepare for the consequences of November's elections, we face a stark choice. Continue advancing policies like the CLCPA and Environmental Bond Act, or risk having our progress clawed back by initiatives like Project 2025, which threaten to undermine decades of progress on climate justice and equity. This is why your role as leaders in the energy sector is so critical. The energy policies we fight for must not only reflect our climate goals, but also address the systemic inequalities that have long plagued our communities. We need AABE's voice at every table, legislative chamber, boardrooms, classrooms, to ensure that Black communities are not included, but are driving this transformation. I vow to stand with you in this work. I pledge to amplify your priorities and push for legislation like my bill, which would establish a youth climate corps that strengthens our shared goals and create opportunities to ensure your expertise and leadership shape New York's and the nation's energy future. Today, I sit in in DC, not too far away from where you all are meeting for your conference. And today was our youth day, our youth leadership day. And I was thinking about how magical it would have been if we could have had those young people attend your conference today, and them to hear from them, from you. And so we know that we can't do this work alone. We need to be in partnership with all sorts of organizations. And so I urge you to deepen your collaborations with your local elected officials, your school districts, your unions, and community organizations. Together, we can build the coalitions necessary to create a robust and diverse workforce ready to tackle the challenge of decarbonization and sustainability. So as we close today's symposium, this year's symposium, let me leave you with a charge. Let's not just talk about carbon, as you say in your theme for this year. Let us act boldly to center equity in everything we do. Let us make sure that the progress we celebrate here today continues to grow and reaching every corner of our community and secure a future that works for everyone. I want to thank AABE again for your leadership, your vision, and your unwavering commitment. Together, we will meet this moment, exceed our goals, and create a sustainable and an equitable future. I want to thank you once again for inviting me to bring these closing remarks, and I look forward to working closely with all gathered to ensure that we meet our mark.